Did you get any negative feedback over the years? I mean, there must have been.
Throughout my whole time as a spiritual person, right up until last year, negative people. I have people phone me and say, you did a reading for my fiancé. And I just want to tell you, I'm a Christian, and you're going to go to hell.
Ooh.
And I'm always polite, and I say, thank you very much for your concern. I look forward to seeing you there. And then I normally put the phone down.
Is that what you say to them?
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing you there. All right.
What else must I say?
Yeah, well, I
don't have to explain myself to anybody.
No.
You know, a spiritual gift, some people are born with birthmarks. I've got a little one here,
Yeah?
You're born with it.
Oh, okay.
You can put makeup on it. You can hide it. You can have laser treatment to lighten it. But you've got it for the rest of your life. It's always there. You take your makeup off, it's there. And that is how I see my spiritual gift. You cannot deny it. You can hide it or you can try.
Yeah.
But it's there.
Do you think if you denied it, do you think you would have gone into depression? I mean, see, I'm sort of a little bit... this is one of the questions I have is, I feel like we all have purpose, and like people need to find their purpose, and it gets easier when you kind of let go and just go, okay, what is my purpose? It's definitely got easier for me, even though the brain always asks questions, it goes like, no, surely this is wrong.
Yeah.
And then when you kind of go away from your purpose, it kind of something feels off.
That you're missing something.
Yeah. I feel like, especially for you with such potent spiritual gifts, if you just ignored it, I think you would have felt like you were missing something. What do you think about that? I know it's a leading question.
If I had never met this couple, if they'd never come to Rhodesia to find me, maybe I would never have known. Can I read you something?
Oh, sure.
This book, The 7 Knocks.
7 Knocks.
Yep.
All right.
There are hundreds of teachings in here since 2011.
Okay.
Which has been compiled by a man called Mark Lehman. In each physical life, 7 knocks are given to one spiritual door. During that life, you might not hear them all. You might hear some and not respond. It is up to the individual and depends on us whether we respond or not. When we begin to question our spirituality and what is true for us, that is the moment we begin the inquiry about one's being and the spiritual path being followed. And some find God and religion for the first time. Others may follow a path of being of service. Others will turn to their personal spirituality, because every soul's path is different. Only you walk your path. No one can walk it for you. So the 7 knocks are the seven times in our lives that something quirks in our brain.
Okay.
Like you.
Yeah.
I must have a purpose.
Yes.
We must all have a purpose. So that's what this title is all about.
Ah, I see. Okay. And these are all teachings that have come through you. Hey?
Yeah.
This is a new book that's still going to come out.
Yeah. This is just a sample. It's going to be printed very shortly, and it's going to go on to ebooks and I will never lie to anybody. I will never make something up.
Yeah.
If I'm doing a reading and I'm getting nothing, I will say to the person, look, I'm sorry, but I'm not getting anything for you today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you see? Do you see like a light above someone's head?
Sometimes I see a light around somebody. Sometimes I will hear an audio thing as a message.
But how do you know, like, so if there's a group of people, how do you know, do you get a feeling, go to that person?
I just hone in. I hone in. If you're sitting in the congregation and I'll see your late grandmother standing behind you, she will stand right behind you, so I know it's for you.
Oh, all right. So
and then she'll give me a message or whatever.
So these late grandmothers take turns. They
if you want to.
So there's not like everyone with a late grandmother, and then you say, well, I'm going to choose that one now.
Yeah. No, what I can see, what I can hear, I will give messages. So I'll get a name.
Oh, you'll get a name.
Or I'll hear something.
Yeah.
Like this is my son.
All right.
Or
And then you'll repeat that.
My name is Bob, and this is my daughter. And I'll look at the person and I will say, there's a gentleman standing behind you. His name is Bob, and he's your father.
Yeah?
Yes.
And
then
go,
whatever
yes.
message I will give. I've learned to embrace everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you're a Catholic or a Protestant or you're Muslim. I don't care what you are. If you come to me because you need some answers, or you need some guidance, or you need some help. I don't care what religion you are.
Why would we have evolved to have these people? And I believe it's because clans back in hunter-gatherer times, before the agricultural revolution, when there were small clans and there were tight, close-knit people living in these clans, it would have an advantage to have an advisor, somebody that could speak to a higher power and bring advice through and say, this is the way that we're moving forward. And someone like the Dalai Lama actually has a deep trance medium that he confers with and actually gives him advice. And like a clan would get advice from this person, like it's better to move this way. But there's a very big difference from advice as opposed to direction, which is the way we would perceive going to go and see someone like that, because we have got layers in between us. So there are layers that have built up over these last 17,000 years, and those layers are because we don't live in a close-knit clan. We are brought up by our parents, and they don't have that sort of support, that community support. So we immediately notice that there's something not quite right, and we equate finding that perfect person to actually fulfill what a whole clan can do, which is of course completely impossible. So that's one of the layers. And then the other layer that we have is from early on we learn that there's right and wrong, and that we want to be on the side of right over wrong, and that gets kind of mixed in with our purpose. Whereas in a clan you would kind of start to see your purpose from quite early on. Whereas we don't, we go to school or we grow up and we've got no idea what our purpose is, but we just know that we want to be on the side of right, but there's this disconnect between purpose. So that's why when people go to mediums, the first thing they ask about is firstly a job, because that would fulfill the purpose, and then relationships, because it's those things that are deeply set in us, which we feel like we are lacking. But in actual fact, what we're lacking is that clan and that early guidance, which we would have got. So that's the difficulty that we have with living in a Western society. And then we go and see a medium, and then they give us direction, and we've got these layers between us and them, and which can throw our lives completely out of balance. And that's why I believe in the scriptures it talks out against going to see a medium. So that would be the main reason. There are other reasons as well, because there are fake mediums, there's the people that aren't that authentic, that are just trying to make money. And then we also need to make up our own decisions and learn from our principles. But when we go and see a medium, sometimes all those principles can be thrown out of the way, because we actually want to please something higher than ourselves. We have this deep need for servitude, or to please because we want to get out of suffering. And then you go like, wow, this is the way that I need to go. Exactly what they said is what I need to be doing. And that can cause your life to go off in a completely or a very difficult tangent, because making decisions is something that we need to do and learn how to be good at. And if you're going like once a week or once every few weeks to a medium, that can really interfere with your decision making capabilities. And then also listening to your own inner voice, which is also something that I've battled with in my life, but it's something that we need to develop, is listening to your own inner voice. So that's taking nothing away from Estelle Peterkin and people like her that have these abilities. And when I see Estelle Peterkin, I just see somebody who's in search of the truth, and who's brought through a whole lot of truth for humans, through the books and through all the teachings that she's given, that have helped so many people over the years. But I just wanted to discuss why I believe in the scriptures it speaks out against going to a medium.